Hello there and welcome to another episode of World of Tanks with Ngani Titan. We're here on Dukla Pass once again and I'm in the M4 Ripper, the Tier 5 American premium tank destroyer, a variation on again the M4 Sherman. This tank was recently available in the store and it's also available as part of a reward for the May operations, where you basically gain points by coming in the top 5. You got 1 to 5 points depending on whether you came 1, 2, 3 or 4 or 5, and the higher up you came obviously the more points. So 1 was 5, 2 and 3 were 3 and 4 and 5 were 1. If you could do it consistently and got 1,000 points, you could get the T95, T95E2, sorry, and you could possibly get all the tanks, because as far as I know you could spend it and then earn more, and depending on how good you were, how consistent you could stay in the top 5, you had the opportunity to earn quite a few premium tanks. Now I didn't do anything special in order to ensure that I'd be in the top 5 as often as possible. I just played whatever tanks that I particularly felt like playing. I spent most of the month basically trying to improve my American crews. I have quite a few high tier tanks now with our crews, and I don't like, or at least I want to be able to put in crews with 8, 9 or 10 skills, the more the merrier if I can, into those tanks. So I've been using the T67 and the T29 to train up crews, and I've been working on I think the 5th or 6th skills in both of those tanks. I've also been doing the odd game of the T25 too, and a Pershing as close all the tanks as I felt I needed a break. I've also got the T37 nearly trained up. So it came towards the end of the it was coming towards the end of the operation. It's over at this point, and I was I had over 500 points, but I didn't think I'd make it to the 650 I think that I needed for the Lycan, so I decided I'd go with the Ripper. And then I've got the Ripper, and I played a couple of games with it. I think this is the second game. So I'm very exposed at the moment. I'm completely uncovered by my team in that most of them probably don't have direct line of sight, and they may not have direct line of sight to any of the tanks that I might spot. As expected, I did expect tanks to turn up coming from the west along the northern edge of the map. And sure enough, here they come. Now, some of them are actually within view range of a couple of allies. And in fairness to my allies, as soon as they were lit up, the allies started coming in my direction. So I've managed to successfully disengage, withdraw backwards, and I've gotten some supporting fire in the process. This is more than you usually expect in World of Tanks, so I'm pretty happy to that, and kudos to the team. However, I'm still pretty exposed. I'm in a fairly forward position, and I want to be able to do a bit of damage, shall we say, and do my own elements of spotting. Now, it doesn't seem too bad at the moment. However, I'm having trouble with the front of the T1 Heavy. In fact, I'm having trouble even with the sides of the T1 Heavy. The gun on the Ripper is not good. Penetration is really low. Gun handling is pretty bad. So you will find yourself using the premium rounds quite a bit. Things are looking pretty even at the moment, but I'm taking fire now from both sides. I just poked up there a little bit to see if I could see who's shooting at me from the south. But they're out of my view range, obviously, or their camera's better than my view range. And my retreat options are limited because of that A20. He would spot me from my retreat, he'd spot me for the entire duration of the retreat, so it'd make me vulnerable potentially to fire from the south. And to pursuit, would probably encourage pursuit by the rest of the tanks, whereas they weren't sure that I was going. Then, you know, their advance might be a bit more uncertain. We're starting to pull ahead a little bit in the numbers, but it's not affecting the fights going on in this corner where the enemy actually have the advantage. I reckon if I'm to get out of this, I have to get rid of the A20. If only because he's spotting me. He doesn't have a good gun either, so he's not making a great shape of penetrating me, although he has tracked me a few times now. I'm back a little bit too far. I took a shot there, I think, in the side of the back of the turret from the tanks to the south. So it's fairly imperative I get rid of that A20 as fast as possible. So the A20 is out again. I know I can put a round through his turret. I just need him to stay out long enough for me to get the shot off. So I managed the first one, and then I hit him, and then I take him out of the fight. But now the T1 Heavy and the other tank is joined with him. So I don't think they have seen me. I've just been spotted by the A20. So I'm going to pull back now that the A20 is gone. Make it to a further back to a fresh piece of cover so I can turn then and reevaluate my situation. In the course of my retreat, I've managed to keep the enemy somewhat spotted, and I've picked up a few tracking or assisted damage shots from that. And a few more here again. So now I feel a little bit happier about my situation. I now have I'm somewhat clear, and I'm able to decide where and when I return to the fray, so to speak, and what direction I can come at the enemy from. Team has won the south, it looks like. Most of the enemy tanks are now either facing us here along the northern edge of the map, or there's a couple of them down in the centre there along D4 and thereabouts. So the pressure is on. I fired out a few shots there in the direction of the T1 Heavy, and I met a lot of accurate turning fire. That was blind fire. He wasn't shooting at a known position, he was shooting at the direction of my tracer, and if I hadn't actually moved, I think most of those shots would have hit me. So that is something to take note of. This is a player, an experienced player, and he at least knows how to do stuff like that. To shoot at tracer and things like that. So we come back around. We don't have much of a view range from this side. Gun handling is also not great. At least the aim time is quite long. And I can't remember what the accuracy figure is, but I'm not too sure. So I want to get in closer as well. I want to make my gun count. And the game's coming to a close. There's only 4 tanks left. The rest of the team is starting to move this way, so they'll be closing in the next couple of minutes. So we have a couple of minutes to wrap this up if we don't want to have everything done by the rest of the team. So I think there's enough tanks up at this point. The Ripper has been gotten rid of. It's the T1 Heavy's up here in his own, so it's worth a chance. It's worth a chance closing in on him. I know the direction he's facing, and he's more tanks faced him from that side, so he's got a good reason to stay facing that way, although he turned around. He did see us coming, I guess. However, there's 2 of us here, and we're both doing damage, I think. So we finish him off, and I'm taking fire from the south, but I'm not doing much damage, so it's the Locust, which is the only remaining enemy tank, and I don't know if he has the penetration to penetrate the sloped front armour of a Sherman. But we get rid of him in quite lucky shot, and that's it. It's game over. So in the final analysis, we don't do a lot of damage. We get 900 assisted damage, but it is a second class mastery. However, our base experience is only 1100 XP, so I think that's a low second class mastery. That in a more at later stages, when more people have this tank, if more people buy this tank, that those mastery levels will rise and rise much higher. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you again soon.